And then we're going to acquire a lot of land. The land north of us, we're probably about 34 to 5 acres north now. The documents are being put together. Our board's approved, IPS board's approved, and quietly this summer we bought the land at the very tip of 38th. Architects, landscape architects, now Deb's working with the city, what that signage will look like. So I talked about Marionville. When you turn down 38th to Cold Spring, that'll become our property. That makes our Ecolab about 100 acres. It's pretty rough. We need to do a lot of work down there, but it's a great science lab. The labs, the innovation school up the street will be a pipeline for STEM, diverse students working with IPS. It'll be a beautiful partnership. We do have buildings up there that are empty, and I know we need to do some moves. Dr. Enneking and Evan and Greg, everybody's working together to figure out how to get people in better places and how to populate that new space, and we hope to do that by January. So that's moving forward. We also put together a letter of intent on the church on 30th, right next to Walgreens. They've accepted it. Now we have to negotiate that out and figure out how to finance it. We also have some homes. If you're going to grow like this, you're going to have more housing and all the space needs and functions that go with it. So we can't just do it by shoehorning more people in the basement, and we're going to have to come through on that. I did want to mention, and you'll have some, I'll show you some of the pictures. This 2 big buildings, that's about $40 some million worth of buildings, will totally disrupt our life for a couple of years. It's not going to be pretty because you're building a dining hall and then you're moving people. We're still running the athletic program but tearing out walls. It's a big mess. We're going to blame it all on Greg Ginder. Okay, but we'll do the best. We're going to figure it out, but everybody will be inconvenienced, and Steve Downing's, of course, going to have to manage through all that. But we'll have meetings by department, try to communicate what we'll do with parking, et cetera, et cetera. Eventually, you're going to have to see I'm envisioning a night rider, night mover type of thing that just moves students and faculty staff around. And we're just going to have one of those because of the way the land is around here. You can't always walk through the rivers. This is probably hard to see. This is, of course, our campus master plan. We hope for new housing there. This is the new dining hall coming off of Clare Hall. This will be the patio looking onto campus. I want to get a big bronze, mean-looking knight on a horse right there. But I got to get a funder. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And that's going to be a nice patio. And then that goes back into new fitness areas. And then we'll have a big arena added on there. It'll hold about 3,500 people. Convocation center, which will be very nice. And then this will be the field house. Don't worry, we're not getting rid of baseball. We're working on, Deb Lawrence and Steve Downing are working on a new ball field and some of our neighbors' property that we could use for the community. So that'll go along. Here's the new business school. Here's the Cold Spring School property and the buildings that go with it. The school will stay a school as long as there are students and IPS wants to serve students there. That'll be our lab school, outreach, work with students from various backgrounds and get them in STEM programs. So, and then somehow we have to connect these two. Now we do have a plan, and it's expensive, to get the fiber and all the electronics all hooked up to the school and the mansion. We need another mansion, don't we? We just didn't have enough mansions, so now we have another mansion. Isn't that exciting? So this is that South Hall. We'll work on what to do with that a little longer term, but we can use the mansion right away. It's in good shape. And so we can help some people out of the basement and do some various things there. So we're excited about that in this Ecolab area and eventually building walkways and safe bridges and all. You'll notice Cold Springs Road. Our plan is to slow traffic way down. And Carmel has roundabouts, so I want one. It's Brainerd, you got nothing on us. But anyway, we're going to work on a nice little thing. I think that we could put a big knight there too, possibly, that you drive. Except for if someone ran into it, it would really hurt, wouldn't it? They have a sword. This is the new arts and sciences, and it'll attach on. This is what they used to be the back of Marion Hall. When you come across, that'll be the front eventually. We're thinking about a high-tech library attaching alumni hall and the present library together for all sorts of student services and activities. More music, and this is adding on to the Evans Center, and this is parking, and then we'll have space up that way and space up that way, and a lot of houses back in there. You don't do this overnight. You know, it's a 10-year, 12-year project. But if past performance is an indication that future will, this is what our place will look like and where we can serve more students. Should be quite exciting. The board approved the plan. Of course, you have to, it's easy to approve a plan like this. It's hard to fund it. This housing, we could probably do more back in here. But by the way, we're looking for a new dynamic front at Oldenburg Hall someday too. And we think we'll get that done.